The following video is not for children. It is a video that I am making for the Facebook group that I am in called Amazing Pinay. P-I-N-A-Y. I probably don't know how to say that correctly, but the word amazing is pretty cool. It's the group in the corner here with the flower. Alright, so in this group yesterday, there was a big topic on our President of the United States, the one that I did not vote for, Donald Trump. So I'm gonna get down to the guts and glory of it. First and foremost, for you people here at YouTube, this is not hate speech. This is honestly, truly the guy, me expressing my First Amendment right of freedom of speech, and y'all blocked me and you flagged me, so let me apologize now, because these videos are coming right off of YouTube, and from whatever site they're going, there's a lot of things that I'm trying to point out to a fella in my group who is a big time Trump supporter. I am not a Trump supporter. I have never liked Donald Trump, and it took me a reason to understand this, and I'm going to go into detail on that so you at YouTube can understand that you're probably going to flag this video. You don't have the right to block my speech, because there's a thin line between hate speech and freedom of speech, but you're probably going to flag this video. So before I make this video, let me apologize to y'all now, because I'm going to take these videos off of YouTube, proving that our president has some racial tension towards people of color, and specifically Native Americans, which I am part of. I am part Cherokee, I am part black, and I am part white. I do not have the right to be a racist, but I have every right to call a racist person out when they are being a racist. Now, y'all might not like this video. Y'all may never let this video play. And that's fine and dandy, because if it doesn't play, then I'll find another outlet to post it on. But the point of the matter is that, you know, we've had some racist incidences. And I'm going to prove to the guy in the group that he's not seeing what everyone else is seeing. See, racism works on a subject of how it affects the human involved in the conversation. For instance, the video I deleted, I went a little bit graphic on my language, so I had to delete it because I know you won't let that fly. So what I said in the other video, and I will use derivatives instead of the actual words that I said, which is why I deleted it. For the N-word, I will use the word the N-word. For anything that is white and offensive, I will use a derivative for that. For anything that is Asian and offensive, I will use a derivative for that. And here is where the video actually begins. So, for the guys in the group, I do vote Democrat. I voted for Elizabeth Warren. She didn't get the nominee. So when time comes back around, I will vote for Joe Biden. Everyone else, you can vote for whoever you want. I'm not going to hold that against you, because you're human. You have that right. Alright? But as a person who is part Cherokee, part black, and part white, I don't have the right to be a racist. I don't have the right to racially insult anyone. And I don't like racism on any level. Our president has had some really racist issues from the 90s to today. A lot of them have been directed at Native Americans and Elizabeth Warren, which is the video that I'm going to pull and post up here that I'm getting off of a YouTube site, because it was really kind of messed up for him to talk to the code talkers and then reference to Elizabeth Warren as Pocahontas, who has 10% of Native American blood in her, which is probably less than what I have, but she has it. And now he can stop calling her Pocahontas as an insult, because she has proven that she has some Native American blood in her. Alright? And here's the thing on that, you know, once it's proven, according to the Cherokee Nation, they need documentation. And I have found out that that is very hard to get, because my grandmother, on my father's side, and her mother were Cherokee from the Powhite Reservation. I'm still trying to figure out how to get that information. When I went to the library, they have her listed as mulatto. So they took away our identity. How can we prove that we're Cherokee if they added her as mulatto? You see where I'm going with that? Anyway, somehow or another we do have Cherokee in us, but I have to prove it. And even with the DNA test, I'll have to go through all the dramatic drama of trying to get it submitted and becoming part of the Cherokee Nation and all the other stuff. But will that ever happen? God only knows. So I guess if I make it famous enough, it'll be easier and cheaper for me, because when you get famous, people do things for you for free. Anyway, let's move on to this video. The point I'm making, before I even get that far, is that when he had the wind talkers, the code talkers from the Navajo Nation, he referenced Elizabeth Warren's Pocahontas, which is metaphorically insulting. And then to top that off, his first day in office, he got rid of Obama's decree to protect the Standing Rock Sioux Indian Nation from having a pipeline cut through, when he told them months before that if he won the presidency, he would not touch that he had nothing to do with that. So not only is he a racist, but he's a bloody liar. Again, let me break this down for you on how racism works. If a white man tells a white man that he's a PWT or a TPT, y'all have to put those abbreviations together. I'm not going to tell you what they mean. But that's racially insulting, and that's socially racism, because it's kind of hard for white people to be racist to other white people. It's a true fact that some of them are, but it's kind of hard to look at another white man and tell them that they're lower than dirt. It's much easier for someone of a different race to be told that they're lower than dirt. All right, it's the same thing with in the old days of Vietnam, when women of the night slept with soldiers and got pregnant by them, and the people in Vietnam called those children dust children. Okay, so that being said, it's a touch and go thing, So, and then it's the same thing with black people half-assing each other and calling each other the N-word. I'm nobody's nigger, period. And I don't understand. Well, the generation, not Generation Xers, not the Generation Zs, not the baby boomers, but these newer people are still thinking that this is a badge of honor, when it's technically a badge of shame, because that N-word has caused people to lose their lives, has caused other people to take their lives, and not like by suicide, but other people wearing hoods, running around, lynching, burning crosses in the yard, and for some reason Black America still thinks that's cool. And not only Black America, blacks in the universal being of Earth think that that's cool, and they're forever going around using the N-word like it's water. So here we go. I'm pulling off this video from YouTube, from God only knows what site, about our president and his issues with Native Americans. Now, last week, if you're not up to speed, an Asian reporter, and I can't pronounce her bloody name, she asked the president about the coronavirus, and because she's Asian, and he looked dead at her and said some stuff that, for me, it's 1,000% racist. If y'all can't see that was racist, then y'all all need glasses. I'll gladly give you mine. I will gladly give you these things, because I don't want to wear them, but I have to wear them because I need them for reading. But if you can't see the racist stuff, y'all really gotta check yourselves, because a lot of the things he's done and said is pure D-racist, and y'all don't want to acknowledge it. And that's why I'm making the video, because a couple of guys in my group, they were fighting about it between him and Obama. And let me play devil's advocate real quick, because Obama got in trouble by freeing a white man that the military deemed as a traitor. So I guess that was kind of racist too, because I'm gonna save a white guy, but I'm doing the wrong thing because I'm bringing a white guy home. So he had it coming and going. And I'm not his biggest fan, but I'm not a hater of Obama as much as I strongly dislike Trump. Now, Obama was screwed going in. Everybody knows that. The administration before him screwed up. The administration before him screwed up. And the administration way back in the 80s screwed up. And this universal health care thing should have been something that should have been taken care of way back during Nixon's presidency. But nobody bothered to think, hey, we're going to survive all these wars and cataclysms, and we're not going to need health care. Yeah, all presidents are fallible. But the one president that we have in the current market today He may not be fallible on the business sense, even though he's been bankrupt at least 3 times. And Vince McMahon has bailed him out at least once. Hell, Vince. But he has said some racist and fallible stuff. Obama ain't never said no racist crap. Obama has sent more people back than any other president. Like, no, you're not coming in. No, you're not coming in. However, he wasn't being racist about it. And most of the people he sent back, sadly, were people of color. And by people of color, I specifically mean if you're not up here, but you're here, you're out. Simple as that. He's not innocent of that. But I am not really saying anything bad about that because our president's calling every immigrant, no matter what they are, murderers and rapists. And some of that might be true. Some of that might be true. So I gotta give him that much. But at the same time, he doesn't have to be racist about it. All those Mexican murderers or all these other terrorists. Now, when Obama was in presidency, he had to deal with insurgents in country. With the Quantico thing, with other terrorist cells shooting up schools and homeless people and things like that. Yeah, Obama had to deal with that. He might not have done the best of job he could do, but let's not forget that from the jump, everyone was saying we're going to make him a one-term president. We're going to screw him left, right, and sideways because we can. And tell me that they did not, and you'll be lying through your teeth. The only thing that Obama did that messed me up when he came in is that the economy was tanking, and they blamed him for that, and I lost my job. Alright? And I was cleaning for Browns at the time. I was washing cars and cleaning at night, and I lost my job. They blamed it on Obama, because that's what they told me. They said, well, Obama's giving everybody loans except for Honda and Dodge. And I worked on the Dodge side. But instead of Browns transferring me to the Honda side or transferring me all the way over to Pantops at Toyota, they pretty much gave me the finger. And that was pretty much it. They said, well, we're sorry, you're not going to be working here anymore. It's Obama's fault at the end. So everybody put the blame on Obama. Alright? Now, we've had presidents that outwardly admitted that they puffed but didn't inhale. We've had presidents that have dodged the draft. But yet, we get a black man in there and everybody wants to blame him for everything that happened before and during. And even now, after he's out, our current administrator is still dogging him out. And I sit there and was like, now see here, he ain't said nothing about how Obama was screwed when Obama went in to begin with. No one has said that. Because no one wants to outwardly admit that America is racist. And a racist country, which we are, that won't even address racism. We won't. We will not sit down and take 4 people from every ethnic background, or 4 people from every, not so much political standpoint, but from an economical, social, and wealth standpoint, and see how we all feel about each other's races. You can't, because we're a bunch of damn cowards, and we won't do that. One thing I learned in the Army. The one thing that's the most important thing I learned in the Army. In the Army, there's only one color. See that dragon? Yeah, that one right there. And that one right there. That dragon. They're both green. This is the color of the Army. Same uniform. Same color. And they recently went back to full-on greenery. So, the Army has one color, green. When I was in Bravo, when I was in Delta, we were all green. There was no ethnicity problem. So, let us begin. And this is only part 1. So, you guys aren't going to like me, and this video may be flagged. So, freedom of speech out the window. Let's do it.
Attention! Do you have Medicare? Did you know that you may qualify to get up to $144?
Of us were here. Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas. But you know what?
And you see how hard it was for him to keep composure?
Because you are special.
Of that Navajo?
You are special people. You are really incredible people. And I have to, from the heart, from the absolute heart.
Let's talk about how Native Americans didn't have rights until 1924.
How you've done it, the bravery that you displayed, and the love that you have for your country. Tom, I would say that's as as good as it gets, wouldn't you say? That's as good as you get. General Kelly, just come up for 1 second. I want to just have you say what you told me a little bit about the Code Talkers, because it really has been learning about you and learning about what you've done has...
Let's try that one more time. Pay attention to his words.
Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas. But you know what?
That doesn't sound racist to y'all? There's a Navajo guy right there. You know, he's a Navajo guy. Pocahontas was
We
Powhatan.
have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas. But you know what? Yeah.
Now, honestly, that sounds racist to me. You know, these young ladies really struck me and opened up my eyes for Thanksgiving. And you know, that's the thing about this whole thing. You know, we'll get a little bit of the view here.
I hate even to compare, but I must. Speaking of babies,
Now,
the
watch,
big
'cause that's my girl,
baby in
Whoopi. I
the
love my
White
girl.
House spoke at a ceremony.
Good segue.
Thank you. I do work on him. He was at a ceremony that was supposed to have honored Native Americans, but you know, he just can't help himself. Take a look.
You're very, very special people. You were here long before any of us were here. Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas.
And see how his smile went down real quick. He was highly offended. This Navajo was highly offended.
We have a representative in
See, he's got a
Congress
smile
who
right now.
They say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas.
You see that? But the guy in my group doesn't think this is racist, and you know he didn't see this. You know, he clearly didn't see what I'm showing y'all. He clearly didn't see that. You know. Now I want y'all to watch this one.
Joining us now is Russell Begay, the Navajo
show the whole
Nation
video.
president, and Sonny Skyhawk. He's an actor, producer, and founder of the American Indians in Film and Television. Nice to have both of you gentlemen here with us. President Begay, I want to start with you. You were in the room yesterday when President Trump used the term Pocahontas with the Code Talkers. What was your response?
Well, first of all, this was the day when the Code Talkers were being honored. They're war heroes. They helped and put an end to the war. We are enjoying freedom today as it is because of their work, because of what they did, their sacrifices. Some of them did not return. Some of those that were there with us in the Oval Office yesterday, they were injured there on the islands when they were during the campaign. And so this was a day to honor them. And to insert something like that, the word Pocahontas as a jab to a senator, that belongs on the campaign trail. Doesn't belong in the room when our war heroes are being honored. And that was really a good gesture by the president, by the White House, to be able to bring our Code Talkers into the Oval Office. It has not happened before. But then to be able and to insert that in there, I thought it was just uncalled for. And we need to honor these war heroes, our American war heroes, in a respectful way, in any situation, in any circumstance, in any environment. And this was a good environment for Americans to say, thank you, Code Talkers, Navajos. You use your language. You've done this. You really built this nation to what it is. You were part of the successful war during those years. And so we honor you. We thank you for what you've done.
So you thought it
and
was unnecessary. You thought that
it was unnecessary.
And do you see it as an ethnic slur?
I feel that the way it was used, yes, it was. Because now Pocahontas is a real person. It's not a caricature. It's not something that's just made up, a person. But this is a person, a young lady and a Native American woman that played a critical role in the life of this nation.
Was a hero.
And to use that person in that way, is unnecessary and it's being culturally insensitive.
And Sonny, what did you think when you heard about it?
I agree, first of all, with Mr. Begay, and good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I thought the whole thing was staged. The fact that Andrew Jackson appeared in the back of the room.
What about that? I mean, did you, Sonny, I wanted to ask you about that, because that portrait of Andrew Jackson that hung in the back, did you see that as a deliberate slight?
As a slap in the face.
I definitely do, and I think every other Native person that knows who Andrew Jackson was believes the same thing. Mr. Trump has been in television enough, and he knows the staging. He knows how and what people are going to see. And I think it was a condescending racial slur that he delivered. And unfortunately, at an inopportune time when these heroes were being honored. It's uncalled for, totally uncalled for. And he knew what he was doing. And
you think he does know the history of Andrew Jackson and the Trail of Tears?
Pardon me?
You think that President Trump does know the history of Andrew Jackson?
Of course he knows Andrew Jackson. I think Andrew Jackson is one of his heroes. He acts like him. He talks like him. He wants to be him in modern day. But again, it was totally uncalled for in regards to mentioning Pocahontas in this setting, especially in the fact that it had nothing to do with this gathering. This is all about honoring the code talkers, and rightly so.
Sonny, one more question.
Please.
I read that you said that you want Americans to know the proud history of Native Americans and their service to this country.
Right.
And
they deserve to know.
That the Native people of America have voluntarily served with honor by per capita in larger numbers than any other race in America. In every conflict in defense of this country, we did not stoop to claim spurs in our feet. Can you expound on that?
And I stand by that statement. Our people have served bravely and honorably in just about every conflict that the United States has ever had, in numbers, in total numbers, including the code talkers. And of course, the Navajo code talkers were not the only code talkers. We had other nations that were represented by code talkers. So again, to slur the history of the code talkers or any service person is totally uncalled for.
Mr.
And he knew exactly what he was doing.
Mr. Begay, in our remaining seconds, what do you want from the president? Do you want an apology?
Well, I would like for the president to first continue honoring the code talkers, our veterans, and he needs to stand by the armed forces, by our veterans, especially war heroes that really made a huge contribution to this country, to the freedom that we enjoy. And he needs to just put it in his mind, in his head, that these are American war heroes. And when you're in the midst of great heroes, you need to respect them and leave everything else aside and just honor them and thank them. And this is that's who we are as Americans, is that we thank each other, especially in defense of freedom of this great nation. And for Native Americans, this is our land. Every inch of it, every mountain, every stream, every water that is out there, it is ours. It's a Native American country. That's why we will defend it all the way, because we have no other place to go. This America is Indian country, and so every non-Indian out there is a guest of Native Americans in this country, and that's how they should act. And if you're a guest in this nation, that's how you should act, especially when you're in the midst of these war heroes. And so I ask the president to respect our people, to respect our heritage, to respect who we are as Native Americans, especially war heroes.
Well, President Russell Begay of Navajo Nation and Sonny Skyhawk, founder of American Indians in Film and Television, thank you very much for sharing your perspective.
Thank you very much.
Now, for anybody who just watched that and don't think that this is racist, let me apologize to you. Because it is. It is straight racist. And I'm going to go to another video with our president. And if this thing shows it, about these casinos and Native Americans, they don't like Native Americans. This was the thing that turned me
If your shirt
from
isn't
him
tucked into
forever.
your pants, are your pants tucked into your shirt?
Now this was the thing right here.
Well, I just think that today is exciting.
Let me get to the damn point. This was about casinos. Where's the court? Nope, that ain't the right one. My bad.
And I think
Because, you know. There it is. This is about taxes and money and crap like that.
If you really want to study this, when you tell me that there are no FBI agents assigned to the Indian reservations, and yet you have tremendous numbers in Las Vegas and in Atlantic City, tremendous numbers. In fact, two of their largest places.
This again was all about money. Let's get to the point.
Correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians. And a lot of people are laughing at it, and you're telling how tough it is, how rough it is to get approved. When you go up to Connecticut and you look, now, they don't look like Indians to me, sir.
Thank God that's not the test of whether or not people have rights in this country or not, whether or not they pass your look test.
Depends whether, yeah. It depends whether or not you're approving it, sir.
No, it's not a question whether I'm approving it. It's not a question whether I'm approving it. Mr. Trump, do you know in the history of this country where we've heard this discussion before, they don't look Jewish to me.
Oh, really?
They don't look Indian to me. They don't look Italian to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a test for whether people could go into business or not go into business, whether they could get a bank loan. You're too black. You're not black enough.
I want to find out. Well, then why you're approving for Indian? Why don't you approve it for everybody then, sir? If your case is non-discriminatory, why don't you approve for everybody? You're saying only Indians. Wait a minute, sir. You're saying only Indians can have the reservations. Only Indians can have the gaming. So why aren't you approving it for everybody? Why are you being discriminatory?
Now,
why is it
you
that
hear
Indians
this.
don't pay tax?
I'm about to say
That
something.
everybody else does. I do.
It's going to piss everybody
Why
off.
is it that I pay tax? Why is it that senior citizens get tremendous benefit from the taxes that a certain industry does, but the Indians aren't contributing to that? Why aren't the Indians, excuse me, sir, why aren't the Indians that are making all the money in Connecticut, which is the most successful of the Indian reservations, why aren't they spreading the wealth with the other Indians, sir? Why don't you do something for the other Indians that are living in total poverty? Because you know why? Because their reservation
Trump,
is
if you'll
too
give
far
the
away.
chairman a chance to answer your questions, I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he will, absolutely.
Now, see, that was pretty rude. So when you find the other video, the actual video of this, it gets worse. Let me point that out. It gets worse. So here we go. I'm gonna piss y'all off before we go to the next section. This'll work. I hope this thing can hear me. Which it cannot. Of course it can't. Because it's fracking technology. Let's go to... God bless it. I hate technology. Come on, damn it. That is not where I need to go. Alright. That ain't what I'm looking for. How the hell do you get... That was what we need. Damn it. Okay. Damn it, go back one. Space. Okay, so you see these things, right? I believe this is the one from the Rose Garden. The one that's the most important.
Said many times that the U.S. is doing far better than any other country when it comes to testing.
Yes.
Why does that matter? Why is this a global competition to you if everyday Americans are still losing their lives and we're still seeing more cases every day?
Well, they're losing their lives everywhere in the world. And maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me, ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you, please.
Y'all don't find that racist?
What, sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm telling you. I'm not saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that would ask a nasty question like that.
That's not a nasty question.
Please go ahead.
Why does it matter?
Okay, anybody else? Please, go ahead in the back, please.
I have two questions.
No, it's okay.
But you pointed to me. I have two questions, Mr. President.
Next, please.
But you
so not only is he racist, but he's sexist.
And you didn't respond, and now I'm calling on the young lady in the back, please.
I just wanted to let my colleague finish.
Okay.
But can I ask you
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's called bullet dodging for those who are not aware. Now, let me explain this to y'all before y'all think that I'm being anti-Trump, because I have not outwardly admitted more than enough times that I do not support this dude. I will never support this dude. So
yeah, go ahead, please.
There's more than one Asian person in the audience.
The U.S. is doing far better than any other country.
That woman over there,
yes,
that you will see in a minute,
why is this a
and the woman next to her, one of those two women that I can't see at this moment is also Asian.
Their lives, and we're still seeing more cases every day.
But she's actually
They're losing
Chinese.
their lives everywhere in the world. And maybe that's a question you should ask China. Don't ask me, ask China that question, okay? When you ask them that question, you may get a very unusual answer. Yes, behind you, please.
What, sir, why are you saying that to me?
Okay, the woman right there.
I'm not saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that would ask a nasty question like that.
That's not a nasty question.
Please go ahead.
Why does it matter?
Okay, anybody else? Please, go ahead in the back, please.
I have two questions.
No, it's okay.
But you pointed
Now, see, she's white, and he won't even let her talk. Reverse racism. But she's white. So we can't say that he's not an equal opportunist racist, but he's still being racist. But in this case, he's doing a double whammy. He's getting a triple slap in the face because this one here is Asian, this one here is white. And the Asian remark about going to ask China. What if he said that to someone who was Japanese or Vietnamese? But y'all aren't seeing the racist behavior. Now, granted, I have read some reports where he has done some good stuff for Native Americans that benefits him. So, I'm going to make a part 2, just so that you know.